Holy November, we are live. How are we doing, everyone?
Welcome. Hello.
Hey, good evening, everyone.
Hello. Hello.
Hiya.
Hiya. Welcome to the Chain Dogs podcast, where we talk everything roller coasters, theme parks, amusement parks, all shit like that, basically. But welcome to the show. Tonight we're going to be talking about an RMC maybe in Blackpool. I don't know about that, but it's on the schedule.
I just want to put this out there. I just want to put this out
wait,
there.
wait, with the RMC.
I want to put this out there right now.
No.
Nah. We want the rant in a little bit.
You can rant. You can go. Mikhail's rant can happen.
We're gonna. I want you now.
You
played no point.
Bottle up that energy, bro. Bottle up that energy. We're gonna talk about it soon.
Tango, it's a flying. You've been tangoed, my friend.
We're also going to talk about all the stuff going on at Thorpe. There seems to be a lot of activity going on over there. What's going to happen there? Something to do with a Scarface sign. What is that about? Also, I'm going to do a little bit of a rundown of the Halloween events that I went to this year, away from the theme parks, like kind of the solo events and things like that. And then the 2022 predictions, mainly for UK parks, really, and then what our plans are. So it's going to be, I think, a shorter episode. We say that a lot, so but let's see what happens.
Yeah, every time we say that, the episode ends up being like fucking 3 hours and shit.
An
hour and a half? Nah, 3.5, 4 hours.
Quick plug for me. James has mentioned that there's a lot of fireworks happening outside his house. Tomorrow night on Coast to Gen YouTube channel, our Thorpe Park Light Up the Sky firework display will air at 8 p.m. I'm doing it tomorrow instead of Friday, so I can be there for the premiere. So make sure you guys check it out. If you watched the Alton Towers one last year, it's very on the same kind of thing, but we've got loads of different fireworks going off this year. I've been doing it since August, so hopefully you'll enjoy it. Shout out to Jamie as well for sorting me out with some of the effects. They're epic. So
nice.
Join us 8 p.m. tomorrow night, and you'll enjoy the show.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Sorry.
Can't wait, man. No, go for it. I'm really looking forward to that. I'll definitely be watching that. So yeah, how has everyone been? Has everyone been good? Keeping well?
Yeah.
Busy?
I'm about to try some strawberry cornetto beer, so
strawberry cornetto.
Strawberry cornetto.
Get that from the shop.
I certainly did.
From the shop.
I can't believe I've been eyeing this exact beer that Joe's drinking right now. I've been eyeing up this beer for the past week and a half. Thinking
not sponsored.
I'm gonna I want to try this so bad. And then out you put fucking pop with it.
it's literally like complete fluke that they even had it in all fairness, but it's very nice and it does taste like strawberry cornetto. So yeah. Kudos to Northern Monk. Well done, guys.
I can't wait to try it. I'm not a fan of stouts, but
is that why it's called Shaun of the Deaf then?
Shaun of the Deaf, yeah.
Cornetto from the shop.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Cornetto trilogy.
Cornetto trilogy, right? That's really cool. So do you reckon they'll do like Hot Fuzz one and then like
P Taker, Mr. Piss Taker. Where was the swan?
Sad face.
There's been an accident.
There's been an accident.
Chef's in Tesco.
We've already gone off.
I
love how you like shorter episode. We've already gone off on a tangent.
Yeah, 6 minutes.
We've been like,
welcome to Chain Dogs.
Probably my fault to be fair.
Welcome to
Drunk Riders would be proud of us.
Yeah, definitely, man. So, I reckon let's jump straight into it. Let's get it out of the way, right? So I haven't got any screenshots because I don't want to keep spreading these rumors, right? Like,
no.
There was a tweet out on Twitter basically saying someone saw people in RMC like branded jackets on the Grand National track, right? First of all, I think the people behind it are just memeing.
Yeah.
I don't even think they're being serious, but people are taking the bait. What does everyone else think?
I think it's sort of bullshit and it ain't going to happen. Simple as.
I think there was on a roof.
That's what I think.
You say it's a non-topic, but everyone's talking about literally everyone on a roof. I've seen it on
Grand National roof. There we
They
go.
were stood on a fucking roof and the jacket said RMC. roof maintenance company. There you go.
Exactly.
Done.
Yeah, I mean,
that was a different picture. That was a take in the Mick picture that Scott posted. That wasn't the picture that was everyone was talking about.
Oh right,
So-
I've not actually seen the picture everyone's talking about.
So
Where
here
is
we
it?
go. Literally a second it took me to Google this. I put RMC Construction UK. RMC Construction Building and Civil Engineering Limited. They have worked at Longleat Safari Park, Legoland Windsor. It's probably them.
It's got to be them, hasn't it?
Yeah.
As long as they keep the greenhouse in between and double down, I'm happy. Like it's a great thing to look at.
So,
See what plants are going for Valhalla next year.
I think it's been said. It's been said a million. It's been said a million times, right? Like there is not enough room to fit an RMC in, especially in that patch where Grand National is. There's just not enough room.
Chance.
There just isn't, and that's it. You know, unless maybe like a single, maybe like I don't know, like single rail maybe, but I don't think they'd replace Grand National, a grade listed building.
Yeah, it's grade 2 listed, so
Hey,
I mean
Harry.
technically all they can do is replace or refurb, and that's it. They can't pull it down. Ain't going anywhere. Simple as.
Nah,
So,
I don't think it's going to be.
But-
if they do ever get one, it's probably going to be like in some mad location that is not near any of the woodies. Just goes through like. Are you saying we should stand down?
I'm just glad Harry made it for the most
For now.
important news segment of the evening.
I mean, hopefully we could do an RMC UK sim. However, yeah, probably slow down a bit there.
Could do an icon sim though. Speaking of Blackpool,
that'd be sick.
I think
they ain't gonna get away with that.
No.
I think if anything, we're more likely to get a GCI hybrid before we get
Do you know what it is with me in this topic, right? Right.
You're just fed up.
It's gotten
because
to the point
Mikhail's
where-
done Sardra, Mikhail's
It's
done
got nothing to do with
Mikhail's done all the RMCs
Ridden the
in
holy
world.
Bible of RMCs. Keep your shit ass religion to yourself.
Hey,
UK
get on my level.
RMC.
Get on my level.
What
bro.
the hell?
Anyway, the like, it's gotten to the point where I kind of don't even want an RMC in this country anymore because, like,
Because you're leaving it. That's why.
Because what?
Because you're leaving the country anyway. So you're just like, yeah.
Because, like, if an RMC, let's be completely fucking honest. If an RMC pops up in this country, one of two things are going to happen. Everyone's reaction is going to go either one or two ways. Everyone's either going to be disappointed by it and say it's not Lightning Rod, it's not Steel Vengeance, it's not Zadra, it's not Hakugate, it's not any of those, and everyone's just going to shit all over it for no fucking reason. Or everyone's going to say it's the best thing in the country to the point where they're going to start acting like we don't have any good coasters in this country. We're going to forget about Nemesis. They're going to forget about Icon. They're going to forget about Smiler. They're going to forget about Stealth. Like, people are just going to start acting like the only good ride we have in the country is some RMC. And both outcomes infuriate me.
You're kind of just describing. You just think you're describing enthusiasm in general. To be honest, like that is just enthusiasm. Seeing it really.
I mean, you're also going to get like GP looking at it and going, "What the fuck is that?" as well. You know, like they're going to be like, "Well, it's a wooden coaster. It goes upside down. What's the big deal about that?" You know, it's only going to
I don't know.
one sort of group in a way.
I don't know, man. I think most people will see it. You see it in when they first started popping up everywhere. They were marketed as wooden coasters that went upside, like inverting wooden coasters, which they're not.
No,
still
they're not.
Coasters. Well, unless it's a top up, but that's different, then, isn't it? But I think like there is room to market it, but like Mikhail said, I think whatever it is, it's not going to be to the level of. The problem is with RMCs is they're always compared to another RMC. They just always are
predecessors,
and you don't really see that much with other like manufacturers. Like you don't see like B&Ms constantly I mean, I guess sometimes you inverts and stuff, but not really. Not as much as RMCs are.
No, I would agree with that.
Definitely. I think it's. I was thinking this earlier, right? Like we should really, as a UK, for like land mass, we should be comparing all our coasters with like on a Europe wide thing with America. Whereas we don't tend to do that. We tend to look at America, USA, and compare all our coasters to all their coasters. And I'm like, you just can't compare because there's so much land mass.
It's like our TK Maxx and their TK Maxx are completely different. TJ Maxx. Let's throw that out there. You know, TJ. It's just no comparison. Their Fanta is orange, ours is yellow. Like, I mean, come on.
No. How
did we get to TK Maxx?
It's true though. Everything's just bigger in America. It's just how it is.
RMC.
That is a really good point. Like we don't think of our coasters as grouped in with the rest of Europe's coasters when comparing our collection to the US's collection. And I agree. I think we should, because like you said, it's like I mean, not even like comparing, like it's literally comparing a whole continent. Well, no, like a huge country as a part of a continent of North America to an island. That's what's happening.
Because the thing is, like,
if we were closer, Disney would run a cruise to. Like,
you can travel literally an entire day in the US and stay in the same state. We can go across multiple countries.
We're probably closer. We
Different
probably have, because we have like 2 really, really good, maybe even more. No, like probably like 3 RMCs within like 3 hours driving. Like we've got 3 RMCs, not that, like, well, maybe 4 hours if you take, but I don't know, it's not that far compared to a lot of people have to travel in America to get to their nearest RMC. You're talking like 7 hours, so we're actually so much closer. It's just that because there's that little bit of water in between it, we're like, oh no, that's so far. It's not really though, is it? It's not that far.
It's interesting though when you talk about tourism in general, because like it's like the general sort of like mindset towards going on holiday of British people is, a lot of it is taken up by going to Europe, as we don't we want to get out to, I was going to say Spain, but like just any like European country, and think it's so far removed from us that is our equivalent of Americans going from one coast to the other, or one region of the country to the other. You know what I mean? The USA is so big that they don't have to go to other countries in order to experience a different sort of just atmosphere. Yeah. Whereas we're so small that we essentially do the same trip, taking the same amount of time, we go to a whole nother country. So
from an enthusiast standpoint, you have the north, the south. That's it. Like that's the 2 different cultures, really. Of different kind of vibes to a park. Basically, like the north, the south. That's it. But yeah, I mean, going back to what Isaac says, like he's saying they are being put on a pedestal, but I think for good reason, man. Like there's a reason why they dominate most people's like top 10s, like because they're just they're pretty sick. Like they're good rides.
They are lauded for good reason. But in my opinion, at least, I mean, like there are 4 RMCs in my top 10, but I don't think that this is just my opinion. I don't think that gives anyone credence to forget about everything else that we have. Not even just we as the UK, but just like just all over the world, like the quality coasters all over the world.
But it's like Attraction Source says, it has to be looked at in perspective. An RMC in Thorpe would be the best thing there, regardless of size. It probably would. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's true.
That was probably, if they got an RMC. Doesn't matter if it was like one of the weaker ones. It's still going to be better than probably most things there. And it's just like after I've only done 1 RMC, which is Untamed at Wallaby Holland, and still like it's like my 3rd. It's up 3rd on my top 10. If I had to properly rank things, I'd probably put it 3rd. because it's just amazing, and that's one of the smaller RMCs. So.
Have you seen Marcus's comment? Farmyard Flyer. Screw RMC. I want Farmyard Flyer.
To be fair, yeah, I'm going to agree there, man. But anyway, we've talked too long.
Let's get off this
RMC. Yeah. See you later, guys.
Right.
We talked too long.
We're talking about Thorpe, right? This is going to be a quick one as well because it's not really. We're only going to be predicting here. There's been a lot of activity going on around Loggers Leap. Obviously, anyone who's done platform will see that there's been a lot of tree clearance around there. Bits of Loggers Leap is slowly being removed, which is a bit. It sounds like a small thing, but that's actually a big thing considering how long it's been there for now.
Probably a health and safety hazard though, right now.
Yeah, there's rumors that Rocket Express is going. I don't know how
good.
It's not a sad thing, really. I mean, maybe if you grew up with
that area is all just shit. Just get rid of it all.
I find it quite funny how they.
It's basically Creek Freak area now. When Creek Freak's not running, like what is that area? It's nothing.
It's just like a little kids area, and it isn't even that.
It's curly fries.
Yeah, that's it. It's curly fry area. That's why I get. I'm like, I see that
please don't feed the RMC to curly fries. The world's first curly fry element.
Right.
A curly fry element.
Fuck yeah, curly fry element.
That's a smile, isn't it?
But like, what could you see there? Like, say next year, like we turn up to Thorpe. We'll get updates, but what could you see like potentially being in that area? Do you think we're planning a coaster?
I don't think we're gonna see it materialize into anything next year. If we did, I feel like we would have had some kind of hint from the park, at the very least.
Planning started to be submitted.
Planning started to be submitted. Planning documents will have been dug up by somebody.
Genuinely,
they could do
Thorpe Park are the easiest ones to find their planning permission.
Yeah, because I feel like something actually concrete would have been picked up.
Yeah, especially if they're doing a coaster, they would have had to start laying foundations.
Yeah, no,
Karen.
Yeah, no, you are right, Jim. You are. I agree.
Yeah, they would have had to start laying foundations now if they're building a coaster.
I'm gonna put this out there. Nothing's gonna happen.
I think we're gonna see the removal of loggers.
Well, yeah, that's already
in
happened.
Preparation, but like fully just gut the area and get.
I wouldn't be surprised if nothing happened at all.
Permanent Scare Maze.
I can't see Freak. I can't see the Creek Freak building, which is obviously the station. So I can't see that going anywhere for years because they've put so much effort into that Scare Maze. It looks so permanent, and it just seems so successful to him that whatever they have there, I feel like it's going to carry on in that theme, that old town type of theme. I think that I personally will put it out there and say they're going to keep that theme because it blends quite well into Saw as well, like that whole bit. Like it blends.
I mean, in a way, doesn't that kind of sort of point towards like some sort of kind of wooden coaster or hybrid potentially? Because I mean, obviously, vloggers, sort of like Creek Freak, wood. I don't know. Sorry.
We'll get back to this, I promise. But KA Coasters it's his. I suppose he means wife by that. Like it's his wife's birthday, but he had to come and get in a solid 20 minutes with us first.
Yeah,
mate.
Solid channel. Go and subscribe.
Personally, I wouldn't even. I'd just stay with us, mate. Like I think.
It's Joe here. Watching Joe. This is what you got coming.
Don, you're married now, bro.
Mate, we've been together.
Your wife listens to us, right?
You say that like we haven't been together 11 years and she doesn't know what I'm like. So.
It'd probably be the opposite if you didn't say something like that. She'd be like,
Yeah. She'd be like, that's dodge.
What you hiding?
So for the podcast listeners, you have to remember we've got podcast listeners. We have to read things out.
On Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and all them.
and all that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
Give
yeah.
us a
So
quick
Attraction
segue.
Source is saying, remember, there's a current planning application pending with Spelthorne for a general zoning order. So potentially Thorpe won't have to apply for individual project permissions.
Oh, that's
didn't
interesting.
realise that.
I didn't know that,
bastards.
but I will believe Attraction Source definitely.
Definitely.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I mean,
You've not been wrong yet.
you want to talk about a credible source?
Yeah.
And yeah,
Those are
if
the
that
guys who
happens, the only thing that they would probably then have to do is in terms of what Blackpool still has to do
Yeah.
with submitting it to the aviation authority, but that
Yeah, sure.
doesn't have to go public. That's
No.
just for high considerations.
Any aviation people wanting to leak that information, please forward it to canedogs@gmail.com. Thank you.
But no, I think to wrap this segment up, I think, like Joe said, I can see this bit maybe a wooden or hybrid. If someone's going to go there, I think that, and they'll keep the same type of theme that they've got going there. I think it's just the way it's going to go, really, because they can keep doing the Creek Freak thing. If they lose the Saw, IP going forward, they can easily bring that into the area and make it. Yeah, and Expedition Theme Park, his video on Sunday that he released.
Yeah, that was a shit hot video. That.
Yeah, it's such a good video. But even he said he had that take, and I've had that thought before. It would be a perfect one to turn into a permanent attraction.
So maybe then would you not just move Creek Freaks, their internal IP, to Saw, and then build something completely different in the new area?
I don't know, because it'd be weird. It would just be a standalone area.
Yeah, but Samurai and Colossus is within 5 yards of Saw. So I mean,
think
it's not.
Yeah, but I think that type of theme, whether it's a Western theme or just some kind of wooden.
Yeah, I get that.
I feel like every park for me, I like that type of theme. It's somewhere. It's like your generic theme that.
Yeah. I get that. It's like log flumes, rapids, and wooden coasters. It works with that, but. Merlin being Merlin, what they did with Colossus at Hyder, and you've got what they've done with Wickerman as well. It feels like if it was going to be a wooden coaster, I can't see it being something that already exists. I think it's going to be something completely different. I really do, because the way Merlin have been working recently is if they've been thinking of new types,
especially since Merlin owns the newest wooden coaster in the country.
Yeah. So,
and we need something that will actually draw a crowd at Thorpe, considering the last few investments.
Yeah, we do now.
Have not worked how they wanted. Started with the Swarm, didn't draw the numbers.
We're not saying the Swarm shit. We're just saying that it didn't draw.
No, the Swarm
didn't draw the numbers.
No, shit, mate. I'm joking.
And the most recent investment of Black Mirror.
Let's hope it's not a Black Mirror themed area, please.
Oh God,
don't do that.
Jesus.
The moving Slammer. That's what it is.
Bring back Slammer.
Bring back Slammer over the skanky wall.
I think that's the thing. If anything, whatever goes in new in that area, it means if the rumors are true, where it's to them it costs too much to remove Slammer, they can easily incorporate that in the cost of moving Slammer out. But I don't know. We'll have to see, I guess. We'll have to see. It's been said a million times. It's been said a million times, but something needs to happen at Thorpe. We need new shit, not just little midway attractions that
they need installing. AAA title ride. Yeah, they need something
big ass investment.
Yeah, definitely.
The Mirror Subterra.
Who is this talking from Attraction Source, by the way? Because you like pulling up quotes. The website says
application to bury condition 9 restriction of permission
numbers.
How
change of use of site from countryside leisure water park to a leisure activity centre.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm surprised that you guys are, I'm surprised you are surprised. This is Attraction Source. This is what they do.
Oh yeah, I know.
We're getting an entire bloody subsection here.
The only other thing I can see it being is potentially maybe some form of hypercoaster, like a lot of people have said. The reason being, obviously, there's a whole back section of the park there that they're not using that they could fit something in. And I think if it's going to be anything, it's either going to be a B&M, as everybody says, or potentially maybe an Intamin hyper, because they seem incredibly popular at the moment. So I don't know, maybe that or a wooden, but I'm definitely thinking more wooden, just with the whole Creek Freak.
I think it will be wooden. Yeah.
I honestly I don't know what I could see it being, to be honest. But my first choice would be a B&M Hyper.
Yeah,
That's my
that'd
first
be
choice.
really good.
I feel like that would be that would be on the top of my wish list, just because I feel like out of all the theme parks, all the amusement parks in the UK, they would get away with building like that tall. Like
Yeah, they
they
would.
just, you know, you can
A
see
B&M
like,
Hyper would fit best at Thorpe Park.
Yeah.
Hanging around with Sam too much, Marcus.
So anyway, moving on. This was released
Moving
on
$1 million.
Sunday. Yeah.
And for those listening on the podcast, this is an image of
Yes, Sean,
a
remember, we have a
Scarefest
podcast.
sign.
Stop talking over James then.
That's what we do. This is what we do. Talk over the podcast. This is it.
It's an image of a 3D printed sign that says
Pumpkins.
Scarefest.
I don't think
Is
it 3D printed?
It's wood.
It doesn't look resin.
I don't think,
Attraction
'cause
sauce, help us.
What is
I
it?
saw pictures. Merlin Magic making made this. This is like straight from the Merlin Magic
No, it might be wooden,
making.
then.
So it could be. But yeah, it's £350. It's quite big. It's not small. It's on the larger side.
Well, yeah, I mean, comparing it to the pumpkins behind, it's actually.
Yeah. It's a decent size. There's 10 of these released. They went.
It's
in, like,
handmade,
hours.
not 3D printed.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah, handmade. There you go. So yeah, I think people were just saying like 350. It's on the expensive side, but at the end of the day, it's sold within hours or 10. So people obviously thought I think it looks great. My only reservation was if I had the money, I probably would have bought it. I'm not gonna lie. If I had that like an extra 350, I probably would have bought it. But also, I do feel like we're gonna see something similar coming out in the souvenir shop in like a couple of years time.
On a plank
On
of, like,
on a
wood.
smaller scale,
Yeah.
or like a resin or something. So
Oh my god,
but-
that'd be the perfect resin for Scarefest.
yeah, it wouldn't it?
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Towers make it.
Well,
happen.
I've got a friend who's actually bought one of
Rather
those, so
have
there will be a
Rita
video
Road.
coming very soon looking at that when it does actually arrive at his house. So I'll be
Oh,
very
nice.
interested to see.
You're doing a video on it.
I'm going to do a video on it. Yeah, Joe's got one, so I'm
Cool.
going to go and actually film a video of it. So you will get to see a closer
Awesome.
look of it when it arrives.
Hey, Dan.
There you go.
Yeah, I think it's. I mean, Bradley said he'd rather have Rita Rope. I would rather have Scarefest. Not gonna lie,
I'd rather have Scarefest.
because that is like even though the Rita is one off, like this is, even if they do sell a resin of this in years to come, like you're not gonna get that. The fact that this has been made in Merlin Magic Making workshop is a really cool little thing.
Yeah,
And
this is getting a prop basically out of an attraction.
It's a work of art, isn't it? At the end of the day, it's an actual work of art.
and it looks so like the sign as well.
Yeah,
obviously
well,
it's meant to, but
it's
it
a
looks
replica.
bang
Is
on.
it? Do you
looks
think
bang
it's
on.
what the concept was for that sign? Like,
Could well be.
yeah, and then maybe
Yeah,
they were
they
like,
could have
"Oh,
made
that's
it.
cool. Should we
Yeah,
sell that?"
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they had 10 of it, so maybe it's made off that probably original concept model. Yeah, most likely, I think so. Talking of replicas, I'm sure a lot of people saw this, but I thought this was amazing. Like, so someone commissioned this model maker.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
To
yeah.
do
So good.
Passage del
That's
Terra
so cool.
frontage. It's
Okay,
so
that's cool.
cool.
That's cool.
Rather have that.
This was amazing, and I'm so close to asking this person to commission one from me as well, because obviously you'll see, like, this is the picture
Wow.
for people watching.
Yeah.
That's how it looks like, and then that's the actual. It's so bang on. I love it. Absolutely.
You also get models of me and Joe either side of it when you buy it. So that's also
Yeah.
Oh,
And James is like,
and James is
Hello. Oh,
Oh,
There you go. To me, to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that's just really cool.
I wear slip-ons. What a tune!
So before we get on to
why are we allowed a podcast?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just trying to keep it under control.
Yeah, good luck with that one.
For one, Dad.
For once. When it's Luke hosting it,
I'm allowed to play out today.
All the
I've been allowed out in net. I'm up front. Let's go.
Anyway, as
so before we get on to now Mecca in now. What's going on? Yeah. The actual playback on YouTube started playing to me then, and it was like delayed, and it really.
Oh, that happened to me with the intro earlier, and I was like.
So before we get on to our 2022 predictions, I'm going to just quickly do a quick summary of the scare events that me and Joey visited away from the theme parks. Extreme Scream is technically a theme park, but not really, because let's be honest, we can't go to it without a child. So first of all, I want to do a big shout out. This is one of the standout events to me this year. The first time I went was Dr. Fright's World Tour.
Love that sign.
Yeah,
it's cool.
This is
that's a cool sign, to be fair.
This just blew me away. It's very kind of pop-up style. It's honestly in the middle of a field, and they just put up a load of tents, and it's just come out of nowhere. So they do it they've been doing it for years.
I feel like that's just the best setup for a Halloween event. Just pop it up in a field.
Yeah,
somewhere.
it just works so well. It works so well. The inside is very just like standard. You've got like all these tents in a courtyard, and then you have all the scare mazes just coming off in tents as well.
But the atmosphere is cool in there though. It's packed out.
Yeah, and as you can see in this picture I'm showing for people listening, it's a picture of a projector, and you can watch people inside the scare mazes getting scared while you're having a drink.
That's cool.
Next level.
That's cool.
Yeah, they've actually got that Yorkshire Scaregrounds in the bar area as well, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well,
I mean, the first time I saw that done was Passage del Terror, because they have that in the horror bar as well, don't they? You can watch people getting scared.
They used to, but it's not there.
Not anymore.
At the moment.
Oh,
no.
okay. That used to be a big thing of the horror bar in Passage, but yeah, that was really cool. They had 4 mazes there. The standout ones for me was they had one called Hollywood. What is it called now? Hollywood something. It was basically based on different scenes out of like big films. So if you're a big horror film buff and you like horror films like me, it's like the perfect maze. So you had like it started off as in The Shining.
Oh no!
Honestly,
down the hallway.
Yeah, and then you come out, and then Michael Myers comes out of a shed. And then, honestly, like you can tell it's been done on a budget compared to some of these other mazes. But it just shows even on a budget you can make scares creative. Like it's all about distraction, kind of the build up to it. It's not always just about plonking an actor in a room and them just going there. You know what I mean? Like it's honestly, the actors probably weren't doing that much, but because the scare was like built up so well, every single time it's just hitting, and it was just so good.
That's awesome.
But yeah, they had the finale, and that was Nightmare on Elm Street. And Jesus, I have never like screamed so much in my life. It was the biggest jump scare. But they had like they had a scene from Purge in there as well, where it was like they had like a proper police car in there and stuff. And
what?
And the bit with Scream, they had a Scream bit in there where. It's one of, I think is it the second film where it's all about or the third film where it's about the making the film based on it. It's like a type of thing.
The third one.
So
third film.
The third one, isn't it? And so you're going through like this. You're going through this backstage costume department, and there's loads of Scream costumes hung up, so you don't know which one's the real Scream. And man, when it comes out, it like
nice.
So
that's clever.
It's done so well.
I like that.
And then there's the other standout, they're all brilliant mazes, but the other one was a lot of people have been talking about was Killer Clowns in Ibiza. So
okay,
because the They change up the mazes every single year at Dr. Fights. So this year it's called Dr. Fights World Tour, and every maze is based on a country.
Got you.
So obviously the Hollywood maze, that had a Japanese maze, which was really cool. They had a kind of an
Ibiza maze apparently,
and then the Ibiza maze
foam party,
and it was just such a funny maze. Like honestly, I've never laughed so much.
All right, Apple Paul.
With a floor sticky as well.
All right, Mrs. Patterson.
when you're going, like when you first start the maze, you're going for the airport, and it's like they've got the music pumping, going, Venga Boys going, oh, we're going to Ibiza, and then like,
so cool.
And then you come out of the airport, and
so
then
funny.
Suddenly you're in like a rave bit, and it's just like these kind of clowns everywhere. But it's to like Prodigy, and like it's just to rave music, and it's just mental.
Nice.
It's so fun. It's so fun, and it was
That
like
sounds
20 pounds a ticket. It was like
What?
really affordable as well. So
wow,
for 4 mazes, it's really really good. Like
That's
honestly,
great.
I loved it. So we went to Tullys. I'll quickly gloss over this. I really liked Tullys. It was very different to what I expected. Because obviously everyone talks about it all the time. I expected this to be like next level. From I'd say like the scale of the event is insane. Like there's a load of pyrotechnics, like the typical Tullys sign, what you see on fire and all the vlogs and stuff. Really, really cool, epic. Have 2 stages of entertainments. So the scale of it is amazing. The fact that you're getting 9 scare mazes is insane. Like you get 9 scare mazes. But what I would say was, like compared to the average person, I've been to a lot of different scare mazes now, and I'd say Tullys for the general atmosphere is amazing. But the scare mazes are just like, I don't think personally they're anything special. Like you Scare Kingdom, Extreme Scream, even like even Scarefest, like them mazes are like so well done and put together and creative. Whereas I feel like with Tullys is like they've worked on the atmosphere, but they've spread the budget of like 5 mazes over like 9 mazes, and I'm such a wimp. I jump. Over anything. Like I've done all the ones at Scarefest so many times and I still jump in them. Do you know what I mean? I know the layout like the back of my hand.
Yeah.
So for me not to jump in any of their mazes or have like really, really any big scares, like it's so rare for me. So it's a good night out. But say if you're from like the north and you're like, oh, Tullys is meant to be the best ever. Is it worth going all the way down there? I would say probably not. Like if you're on a budget, if you're thinking this is going to be like the mecca of like it's going to be like Halloween Horror Nights, I'd say there's so many other mazes you could events you could go to. You're going to have a better night and you're not going to pay like £70 per ticket, whatever it is. And we had fast tracks and we just about got everything in. If you didn't have fast tracks, you're not getting everything in one night.
Wow. Jesus.
The hay bale ride alone, you go on like at the back of a tractor, and that was really, really clever. It was a good fun attraction, but that was 75 minutes just to get on that. But we had fast tracks, so we got straight on it, so it's quite good. But it's extra. You're paying like I said, 70 quid for like 6 fast tracks, but there's 9 mazes. So, but anyway. So Tullys is good. I think it's really good if you're local. If you're not that far away, it's worth doing. But I don't think it is the be all and end all like everyone hypes it up to be. I just think there's so many other better mazes that are on a more affordable and smaller scale as well. Okay. Anyway, I'm trying to blast through this. Sorry, guys.
It's all right. It's interesting to know.
Yeah, for like people, for what people are planning next year, or I'm planning my thing for next year already, Halloween next year. So we went to Extreme. The first time we went to Extreme Scream Park was last year. This is at Twin Peaks. Honestly, still hands down, probably my favorite Halloween event around. It's so good. It's got the village, which is an amazing scare attraction.
Was it the same as last year when you talked about it?
It was a bit weaker this year, I've got to say. I think we just had a bad run through of it. Still insane. I think the thing is with the village is it's great when you don't know what you're expecting. I feel like after you've done it, after doing it again, Yeah, I feel like once you've done it once, it's not that redoable. Whereas Pie
Sorry about to
Factory,
say rewritable then.
I was about to say that.
RMC Scare Maze. Sorry.
But yeah, so I think it's still insane. Like I think, but for me, it was my favorite ever Scare Maze I've ever done, and I think I hyped it up so much in my head for this year that I went into it, and I just thought there was one building there that didn't have any music on it all the way through, and it completely ruined the atmosphere because I could hear people like chatting all the way through it, and I was just like, oh no, this just has ruined it now. But it's still such a good maze. But the Pie Factory for me has got to take it for like probably my favorite ever. Now it's taken my favorite ever Scare maze. It's so good. It's they mixed it up this year as well. Belvoir, like it's pronounced Beaver Manors. I don't like the fact that it's called Beaver Manors because it reminds me of a Scare maze that's going to be full of like killer beavers or something. And it doesn't sound
just a dam that breaks. Just
so I'm calling it Belvoir Manors because that's the way it's written. But
Belvoir
Manors. That's such a cool maze, so scary, like genuinely so scary. And yeah, it's just great. I feel like they had a new addition this year called a scare zone. They had a scare zone there, which is free flowing. You can go in it, and it's called Unfair Fairground, and it's just full of clowns. And you go through that building, and it's just like, man, there are some massive scares in there where the clowns have got torches. So like you're going through like all these, it's basically just loads of like hanging, I don't know what you call them, like streams or whatever. You're going through it and suddenly a clown will just appear with like a torch underneath their face, and it's so scary.
Nice.
Classic.
But yeah, and then we finished up at Warsaw Scare Maze, which is 10 minutes on the road from me. It's one Scare Maze. That's all it is. It's in the back of a pub. It's mad that this exists only down the road from me, but this has got to be like one of the best Scare Mazes.
Hold up, back of the pub.
Yeah. So there's a pub near me called it's called the Red Lion, I think it's called. And
Luke's mind just went. You know when the record just skips, it just goes.
But they have a huge warehouse out back, and that's where they build their maze. So that's why they have a maze there for Halloween, for Christmas, and Valentine's Day. They do all these different events, and it's always a different maze. And this year it was Bunker 41. That's the entrance to it. They go all out.
That's awesome.
It's a 15-minute long maze as well.
Wow.
So,
15
what?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you get a really decent run through as well.
It's a big run through.
That's an onslaught.
I've done it like I did it last year. I did the Christmas one in 2000. I don't know, not last year. Well, I didn't run last year. Sorry, 2019, and then the 2009 Christmas one. Both of them were so terrifying. This year, I got put in a dentist chair, and dentist. Oh mate, I have a weird fear of the dentist, and
I can't go.
It
scares me shitless.
Oh man, it was mental. It was messed up, but it's so good. And it's like £13 a ticket, and you just go in there, get the maze done. They've got like a really good place to eat there as well, called Burger Queen.
I love it.
Of course, it's called Burger Queen.
But they're really cool people there who run it as well. They make all the props themselves and stuff. They're so creative. The first year we did it, there was a whole room where the floor light vibrated, and it was like a lift type of thing where the whole room moved around by itself. Mate, it's insane. Like they're
James,
so creative.
we've got to go to that next year.
Yeah, it's
just outside of Birmingham, so it's not too bad.
Yeah. Well, you guys can stay at ours because it's like I say, it's 10 minutes down the road. You know, it's
that would be awesome.
Yeah,
that'd be so cool.
Yeah, so really good to shout out to them.
Oh,
but that is Chain Dogs. Let's do it, man.
Shout out 15-minute Scare Maze. You up for that, Mikhail?
I might be hearing it. 15 or 50?
15.
Well, I'm down.
Wait,
1-5.
100%.
Okay. Right.
Yeah. So good.
But
yeah, I'll do it. If it's all us, I'll do it. That'll be hilarious.
For sure.
That'll be hilarious.
Chain Dogs.
But that is like that is just to put that into perspective, that's probably longer than
Sean,
all
you've got
of
to walk
the...
backwards through it with a gimbal.
Yeah.
That's one of the scares. It's just someone with a camera pops out.
So, right, so Mikey from Scare Track, bearing in mind they go to every single one, they've done every single thing you can think about.
Literally dedicated to scares.
Even they said, well, Warsaw Scare Maze is God's here, bigger park should be taken note. They really should. You know what I mean? Like we went 3.5 out, like nothing. I don't want to like put down Tullys. I think they're still amazing. But what I'm saying is, like, in terms of mazes, the fact that I could go down 10 minutes down the road and get like that level of scare maze, like, you know, bigger parks. Even like the theme parks need to look at this maze and go, Jesus, like, what are they doing here? Because it really is so effective. But yeah, don't want to throw other people in the bus. Sorry, but yeah, that is my wrap up of the indie scare mazes we did this year. And,
nice.
Yeah, I can't wait to do more next year. I'm so gutted that Halloween is over. I want to do it. I wish it was going on for another month. But yeah, it was really good.
I feel like with the indie scare mazes, they have more license to do a lot more than the theme park scare mazes do. Obviously, from the outside looking in, because I've barely done any myself. But would you say that's an accurate sort of estimation?
Yeah, I think so. I think but they're all different. You know what I mean? You can go to some scare mazes, some independent events, and they are just like kind of just plonk an actor in a room and can be quite lazy and just put in like filler mazes. So it just depends on the places you go to. Like, you know, I might be quite biased, but I think even with like Scarefest, like I think like look how beautiful like Darkest Depths is and how well they've got that done. But then I think about the scares that they've managed to capture in Mine Tours, and some of them are really creative, and they just deliver every single time, and I don't understand how I've done that many times. It's so
subtle. It's so subtly placed. It's not like it's not like in the attic, for example, where it's build up. With Mine Tours, it's just constant flow of it.
Yeah, it's a fine art, and I don't think you can really pin it down. Really, what makes a good scare maze a good scare maze? I think it's a load of different things. But I just for me, like that's why I think to me Scarefest, if you judge it just on the mazes alone, I feel like that has kind of got an independent type of event vibe to it. I don't know. It's a hard one to quantify.
I kind of agree with that
because until I've done more scare events in like Europe and the US, I've got nothing really to compare what these mazes to really.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know what I mean? Like,
I think you are right though. Like in terms of like theme parks having to have IPs and different licenses for music and stuff like that. Like the independents don't really need to do that. They need a PRS license and Q103 and they're all good, you know? So it's they can do what they want. They can do what they want with movie characters. It's only going to be there for a certain amount of time. You know,
that's true because like we say with Dr. Frights, like I was surprised that they could do things from The Shining and Michael Myers, like how
it's just costumes though, right? It's just
costumes, but
it's cosplay at the end of the day.
Like Merlin aren't going to do that, are they? Because
no, because they will get in trouble. Yeah, because people will be like, "Oh, did you see Michael Myers in the attic? Can you imagine?"
Yeah.
It would just be like, "What?"
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. So just while on the topic of like independent ones as well, can I just give a massive shout out to Yorkshire Scaregrounds as well for what they actually did and what they accomplished this Halloween, because those guys have now been going for 10 years, and I mean technically it's 11 because obviously we missed one, but 10 years. I didn't have a clue they existed up until 2018, I think 2019.
Right.
And what they actually accomplished in the space they have, because it is one continuous experience. You have 5 scare mazes. This year, they had 2 scare zones in between those scare mazes as well.
Nice.
Every one of them is heavily detailed, heavily themed, really immersive. The acting quality is spot on. And just overall, as an experience, it was absolutely incredible. It really was. Even for me personally, I enjoyed it more than some of the scare mazes at Scarefest. And I mean, that says a lot because it was a whole different tier. So, you know, when you've got guys like that doing that. And obviously, as you say, got Extreme Scream and everything else. It's nice to see a bit of a comparison between what you have at theme parks and kind of what you do have at these independent events, because there's a draw to both, isn't there, at the end of the day?
Yeah.
So, yeah, hats off to Yorkshire Scaregrounds.
It's Yorkshire Scaregrounds. They've got a Christmas one, a Christmas event.
They have.
So I'll definitely go to that, I think.
So. Yeah, well, you can come join us if you want.
I'm going to have a look at that. This is what I mean. Like, I want to do more scare, mate. I'm in that mood now. So any Christmas ones,
Christmas scare mazes. Like, how does that work?
Well, I've only done one, which was the Warsaw Scare Maze,
like an evil Santa.
Christmas scare maze. Sort of.
They had elves, these killer elves, like killing Santa, basically. And it was just fun. It was like a bit. It's a bit. There's just a bit of humor. It's imagine like B movie type kind of humor.
Christmas scare mazes screams Krampus to me. I feel like there's an opportunity for something pretty.
That water coaster,
good there.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure, yeah.
It's like the Wilco budget version of like a Krampus film.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie. After watching videos of that, I'm not quite as disappointed by it as I was initially. It does still look pretty nicely done. But anyway, just like the sort of brand that is, not brand, but like the folk tale that is Krampus. If you're going to do a Christmas scare maze, I feel like there's a lot of opportunity for something within that area that could be done really well somewhere.
Yeah,
100%. And I think from like previous things that like Yorkshire Scaregrounds, for instance, have done, they have kind of focused at least one of their experiences kind of on Krampus. So I think Krampus obviously is quite a heavy sort of horror Christmas related sort of character, isn't he? With what he obviously, what he doesn't know what it's about as well. So it's a really good one to feature.
I'm interested to find out. Like,
Krampus is like terrifying.
Yeah,
100%.
It's like if you misbehave, he will eat you. Literally, like genuinely, like
literally.
It's basically looks like the devil.
Yeah, so it's just basically Halloween with elves,
effectively.
No, but like I feel like there's so many ways. I mean, like you said, like Halloween with elves. Like I think that sums up how there are. I feel like there are so many ways that could just look tacky, and just like trying to drag on Halloween into Christmas for no reason. But
yeah,
with Krampus, there's a legit. I feel like there's a golden opportunity for a legit scare attraction that makes sense with, like you said, James, an actually really terrifying character to focus it around. A lot of opportunity for creative scares, distraction scares, suspenseful build up to the actual you actually meet the character. Like I feel like there's a lot there.
Imagine like just being like a roof, but you walk into a room and it's a roof with a sleigh that's like crashed. There's blood everywhere, and like it'd just be insane. You can imagine all the kind of things you do with that. I think it'd be cool. I'm actually awesome. Quite intrigued of that idea. It's kind of got my mind going a little bit. That's crazy. That's cool. I didn't even know they existed. So that's awesome. Let us know in the comments, guys, and if you're watching this on playback as well, let us know. Let us know what your favorite attractions were this year, this Halloween. Was it Scarefest, Fright Nights? Was it some of the independents? Let us know in the comments.
Absolutely.
Cool. So next up, we have 2022
the weather
prediction. We have the weather.
Let's go over to Micaiah with the weather. In the south.
Pissing it down.
So next up, we have Yorkshire Hour.
Back to Sean in the studio.
Cuts to Sean thinking that he's meant to be in the seat, but he's actually meant to be doing a standing up piece and running over to the camera. I love it when that happens, especially now because not many people know the BBC studios are robot cameras now.
Yeah.
So half the time they just fuck off and just go and look at something else.
Like mid-sentence.
Oh mate, the bloopers
Like,
of
I'm over
when,
here.
like,
Hello.
Oh, they're so funny. Like the late night
That's
BBC
true.
News ones are on YouTube are amazing. It's like, and now we've got an expert with us now, and it'd be like a clown sat there or something, and it'd be completely the wrong room where they're filming in. It's just like
it's just funny when they're talking to the camera, then the camera will just be like. It's just following it.
Podcast listeners, you need to watch that.
Yeah, we need to.
That was brilliant. That's exactly what it's like.
So,
Bang
so
on.
2022 predictions. What have we got? So, okay, okay.
No.
This is nothing. Nothing's gonna change. Everyone in the comments, right? What do you think? What's the biggest thing you think we're gonna see next year when we walk into the UK theme parks? Let's see what we're gonna. Let's see what you think. But personally, for me, I don't think we're gonna see much really.
No.
So I was right.
Yeah.
Black Mirror gets blacker.
I think. I think. I'm not
I
gonna.
think you broke Mikhail. Send help.
Oh, my God. Anyway, I think we're going to see mainly when the parks open up. I think we're going to see a lot of
so many inappropriate jokes.
anyway, in one go. In one go.
So many.
That's
all
the
at the
whole
same
podcast.
But I think when we get into the parks next year, we're going to see a lot of just like curtains and things going on that we don't know what's going on. I think that's what we're
Just
gonna see.
walls. You're
Just
predicting
walls
walls.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Walls and posters.
Construction. That's what I think we're going to see. And I think 2023 is going to be a big year. I think.
I will say for this year, I guess to some people it would probably be kind of sort of like seeing the sky looks blue from down here, like really obvious, but just like I am, especially given the fact that I still haven't ridden it yet. I am interested to see what Valhalla will look like next year.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's the big one for next
Like,
year, isn't it? Valhalla.
Yeah. Like not so much like it's not so much excitement in the sense that like, oh, I know it's going to be world class. Like I don't know shit. I've never ridden this ride, but I'm just intrigued for like, given the fact that they've had, the extra year, due to the pandemic, and I'm just curious to see like what it's going to be like, because I know for a fact that I'm gonna get to ride it like very soon.
As long as
it will be wetter.
As long as we don't see a swamp in the bottom of the boat, I'll be happy at the end of the day. As long as we don't have to step into water that deep.
I'm nervous. I'm nervous for Valhalla because I fucking loved it. I know everything's got to move on, but I really did love how brutal Valhalla was. Well, that's what it's known for. It's brutal. It's wet through. Great effects, and it's just. Brutal.
This is no I think I really like Notable Stranger's work, right? So this is no diss on him, but I think I'd be less nervous if they were just keeping the original soundtrack.
Because it makes you feel like
you mean
there's more
changes.
It feels so different. Like if they had because really with Valhalla they didn't really have to change that much, and even if they changed a lot, like it'd still be just an indoor water ride with Vikings. Like you can't really go wrong, but because they've like changing the music, it's going to change the whole kind of vibe to it. So it's going to go one way or the other for me personally. For me, not generally, but for me, it's going to be like I either going to love it or I'm just going to hate it. Like because they've got to nail it. They've got to nail that vibe of the traditional Valhalla like thing. It was for me. I rode that when I was 10 years old, and I'd never been to a Disney park or anywhere outside the UK. That thing blew me away, and that got me properly into theme parks more than any coaster or anything like that. Like that got me like hooked, really. for me.
Same.
So it's
Exactly
the
same, Sean. That's how I feel about it. Yeah, I don't know. It's just are we all dressing up as Vikings for opening day? Fuck yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I'm actually gonna do that. Like,
yeah, I'm doing that.
And
I'm
I'm
down
like,
for that as well.
I'm blonde with a beard. I can get away with a Viking look. So
like Loki.
with that
Yeah,
Nordic
that is
look.
true.
Um,
Although you
So,
do
yeah.
need
Did you say
longer
like
hair.
Loki?
You'll need to get a
Loki's
wig.
not
Loki.
blonde.
Floki.
Loki's not blonde.
Oh. Oh. I was gonna say
from the Viking show. If you
Yeah.
watch the Viking show.
Message from the gods, Elga.
Sam will be there.
It's a good impression. Don't diss it.
I need to catch up. I need to catch up on that.
So do I.
Yeah.
So do I. It's been like on my Amazon,
Yeah.
just sat there like Vikings new series. I'm like, but I ain't got time.
Yeah,
Like,
literally.
it's like, if I
My dad's
start it,
My dad's recently started
Oh.
watching it on TV, and my dad never watches
Oh, man.
anything literally like that. And he
Vikings
started
is
watching it
fucking
thinking it'd be
insane.
something quite like historically sort of accurate. And he literally messaged me the other day
it
saying,
is in a way. It is.
No,
In a way,
it started out very accurate, actually.
Yeah.
And then it got mental.
It just
He
just went off the
literally
rails.
Messaged me the other day. Messaged me the other day, was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Do you know what's super
I was
disappointing?
like, "It's a Viking show."
What's super disappointing?
The fact that I'm going to Norway and the Viking Ship Museum
is going to
closed on October 1st for 5 years.
Damn.
For renovation.
What? They're
They're-
building more
they're-
boats?
No, they're fully building
Doing a new
like,
soundtrack.
a new area.
Valhalla
They're
Mark
built-
too.
They're moving all the displays into a new building and stuff. It's
Well,
massive plans,
okay.
but it's
that
like
makes so much sense. Close your biggest attraction
yeah, I know it's so annoying.
for 5 years. Yeah, okay.
I was going to say how much could they possibly be doing in?
Yeah, like
They're
that's
doing
just
a lot.
Oh, man.
New soundtrack. That's what they need.
But yeah, so I think Valhalla, I'm really excited, but like you said, Luke, I'm nervous. Let's hope for the best.
I've got to be sat near you when we get on that for the first time because I've got a feeling we're going to have exactly the same opinion on it straight away.
Yeah,
That's interesting to hear. Like it's
Sentimental, man. It really is.
The reception of it from two people who have done the previous, iteration of it, and like grown a connection to that, versus someone like me. And Isaac in the chat is saying as well, like as someone like us who never did it, who like what our reception is going to be, not having that sentimental connection to what it previously was.
Legit.
Like, it's going to be interesting to hear the opinions on it.
Yeah, me and Sean will be like, well, and you'll be like, oh my god.
yeah.
But that's kind of like when I went to Thorpe, I didn't think Walking Dead was obviously mind blowing or anything, but I enjoyed what it was.
Yeah,
but then you have people who loved X and X No Way Out that hate Walking Dead because of what it replaced. How it replaced X. No Way Out.
I think Walking Dead's wicked. I like it.
I really do like it, but I also miss Rave Coaster. That was fun. Not gonna lie, it was fun. It was a rave on a coaster.
Yeah.
It was just so much fun just to switch off. Not have to worry about theme or like anything. Just literally go to a club on the roller coaster. That's what it was like. It's a laser show indoors. It was meant. Predictions. More predictions.
Let's get the predictions out of the way. So
Flamingo Land's coaster isn't going to open.
No, that's not gonna. I don't think. Well, summer as well. So I mean,
I don't think
that's
so.
half the season done. Even if
summer?
it's summer, like that's half the season done. And am I going to Flamingo Land in the summer holidays? No.
Nope. Nope.
I'm
Not even doing that.
Yeah, no, I'm not
Not a
touching
chance.
that with a bloody
If it opens, I'll go ride it. But I mean, like I had
wait till summer holidays is over.
I had my one day at Flamingo Land this year, and I enjoyed it, and I still didn't feel the need to go back. So like, I'll go and get the cred. I'll have a good day. I'll have a good day because I enjoyed it last year, so I'll go back. Like, I don't need to. I don't need to go back I don't need to make more than one visit to Flamingo a year when obviously there's much better paths to go to.
Yeah, same.
So yeah, I'll go and ride it. I'll go have a good day at Flamingo and then not go.
You won't do it next year though, because it ain't going to open. That's my prediction. I don't think it's going to open. Seriously, I don't think it's going to open.
Okay.
We'll see.
To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't. Like, but whenever it opens, will be the next time I go to Flamingo.
Well,
I'll say that.
Same, 100%.
I can't imagine much work going on considering the location of it. Like winter is coming. There's not going to be much. It's not going to be much activity.
Flamingo Bland.
You need to write a book, Sam.
I'll go on the record, right? I've been to Flamingo Land once, and that I thought it was a good park, but I haven't seen it when it's been like on its bad days. We went on a quiet day, everything was running. I loved it. I thought it was a really nice park. I think it's got a lot of potential. It just needs to be run better. It sounds like I think it just needs to be
basic.
Run
I mean,
they need to know what they've got.
That's basically it. Like me, Joe, and Luke, other Luke, not this Luke, went and we had a good day.
We had a really good day.
That left me with I left satisfied.
Cool.
Oh my god, my beard just got like caught in my can, and that was so oh, my eyes are watering now. I think she was like stuck like that for ages.
It's the new Manscaped. It's the new Manscaped lawnmower 5.0.
Yeah, literally. Man.
So I'm going to
like
put a prediction out there.
Manscaped.
I'm going to put a prediction out there. I think we're going to see something in the Nemesis Subterra building. The reason I say that is the whole intergalactic prisoner wandering around towers. Funny feeling about that. Yeah, I reckon something's coming.
They're going to change Galactica into an interdimensional prison transport vehicle. That's gonna
the thing is, I can definitely see them doing that.
Oh no, what have I done?
That's the disappointing thing.
You've just given Merding an idea.
I said this when we was on our Twitter Messenger group thing, right? I was just like, when I saw, because obviously I was filming it and I was like, oh, what could this mean? Could this mean something? And Luke just went, they just had some leftover costumes, and I was like, yeah, probably. He's probably right, to be honest.
That's all he had left.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, probably. But it was interesting there to see them doing something like that. And does it mean something? I don't know. We'll soon see, I guess.
No,
but
it's
I just can't see them putting that. Like, they've got to do something with that building. It's just, I mean, I was looking at it the other day because we did on Sunday at Halloween. We did like Nemesis like 3 times that day, and I kept walking past. You walk past right the back of the building and stuff, and I was like, why aren't they doing something with it? They've got to do something. They've got to make something in there, man. Like,
they have
a good space to have something there. Like, I don't know. Like, if Thorpe can have Black Mirror, like, why can't we have something based on that area, like to that? Even if it's a mirror maze, I don't care. Like, I'll have it. Like, give me a labyrinth. I'll do
20 mirrors.
Labyrinth. You know what I mean?
Forbidden mirrors.
Yeah. But there's some people talking about Retro Squad in the comments. Like, what do we think? Do we think they are here to stay, or we're going to get new Retro Squad this year?
They're going anywhere.
I don't think. I don't think they're going anywhere. I don't think they're going anywhere. I think they might go somewhere when Towers closes and then come back.
Yeah.
What do we think of? How can I word this? Of how, like, do we think they succeeded in balancing out the queue lines in other in other attractions and other areas? Do we think they succeeded in taking pressure off of the other main attractions in the park?
I thought
that's the telltale, isn't it?
Yeah. They've always got a decent queue, not over the top, but just soaking up. Mate, like Smile, like, the last month, like Smile has been down. Obviously, we've had Oblivion going down quite a lot, so a mixtape has been like the only thing in there.
That's such a fun ride as mixtape though, as well. Like, you get a different cycle every time you ride it.
It looks so good at night. Like, it doesn't even look bad. I'm sorry, but it doesn't look bad. Like, the lighting on it.
Yeah, we went on it at night and it was
does look
blinding.
Yeah.
Mixtape does look good. Funk and Fly looks like a Towers ride.
Yeah.
The only one for me is obviously Waltz. That was
it's just
roller disco is just not in the right
place. To be fair, that suits Dark Forest because Dark Forest is just weird anyway. It's just nothing goes anyway. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I get
that's it. That's its theme. That's Dark Forest's theme.
I would say though, the quality of the lighting on roller disco is very nice. It looks very good at night. I think all the Retro Squad look great at night. And obviously when it's overcast in the UK, pretty much every day. So it looks all right. It's good
at the moment.
I was going to say so any day of the year then.
Any day of the year. Yeah, any morning, any afternoon, any evening.
I have to say, shout out Marcus Thrill Rider's long exposure shots of Mixtape.
Sure.
Them shits look fucking sick. They look so good. I'm obsessed with doing I'm obsessed with doing long exposure shots, and those were amazing. So bravo to you, good sir.
Yeah, definitely. But I can't I can understand people moaning about Retro Squad, but also it's surely better to have things there than nothing there. Like, what would you want?
Yeah.
An empty patch there. Like, I just don't understand it. Like, it doesn't even like. At least they tried and branded it up a little bit. I know it's still like it's a long way from where we should be, but like I think a flat ride, no matter what it is better than nothing.
I'll say the hope is more permanent flat rides, isn't it?
Really? Yeah,
for sure.
For me personally,
I agree. Towers is seriously missing out on having a top attraction flat ride since Ripsaw got ripped out. No pun intended.
Yeah,
it was. So it's been a while. It's been a long time, you know.
It's hard for parks to market flat rides though these days.
Yeah,
they used to be able to do it, but they can't do it now. So it's like when they look at newer,
just succeeded with Crop Drop.
Yeah, true.
100% succeeded with Crop Drop.
So. And honestly, before like I would maybe even still say like the Towers marketing of the 3 flat rides as Retro Squad might have been the best thing about it.
It was. It literally was.
Sure. And this is what I was going to say. Like, for a theme park enthusiast, we know that it's not a it's not a permanent attraction. Someone who just goes to Towers once a year, twice a year, whatever, goes to the events and sees them rides, go, oh, have you rode the new Alton Towers ride?
Yeah.
That's how they see it. So to them, they've got 3 new fucking flat rides that are at Towers, you know, and they're going to go on saying, "Oh, we rode the new rides."
Yeah, I like the idea of them mix. Like for a little bit, is with Retro Squad. It's just having a few different rides there every year for until they can afford to put in that like
the mainstay permanent
the mainstay stuff. But like the locations they've picked is the perfect places to have these new but I think if they mix it up
have
every
something
year, they've got to have some at the end of the day. Like they've got to have something like if you think about like the amount of before Thorpe, the only thing Thorpe had over like Towers, for example, was the amount of flat rides they have. Now they really haven't. Like obviously, Slammer's not Slammer. What's it called?
Which one? Samurai.
The Screaming Swing.
Rush
is amazing. Towers need Rush. Towers need a Rush like in the lifestyle.
Oh
my god, dangling off the cliff face at the back of Forbidden Valley.
I remember Scott from PBE. Cool. I remember Scott from PBE pointed out the suggestion of taking out Blade and replacing it with a gyro swing. Dipped down into that sort of like
that'd be awesome
pit area, and I was just like, yes, absolutely.
It's not as wide as you think.
Nah, but you can't go wrong. You could. I think you could do it though. You could. It takes some excavating and stuff, but you could do it. And I think you can't go wrong with a gyro swing. You just can't.
No, you can't.
You cannot go wrong with a gyro swing.
It doesn't have to be like a giant discovery. It doesn't have to be like
Blade
like
2.0,
Crazanity, or like Wonder Woman at Great Adventure, like that size or anything like that. But
I mean, even Isaac saying same as Luke, the space is limited. But when you think of the footpath, like that's a massive area. Like when you have to go all the way around to get to the side, that's huge area. Like it doesn't need to be that big. Like
no, it doesn't need to be that big, but there is a lot of footfall traffic for that side of the park. I'm not sure they'd sacrifice that.
I would say get rid of all the fucking Nemesis donuts, all them food stalls.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
It needs something
to the
better
side.
Up there.
Just have one big path down rather than the two paths beside it, because I think that confuses a lot of people going there.
Yeah,
like, they don't.
Definitely.
The amount of times I'm seeing people.
It's confused me before.
It's people
because
like, where is
Ripsaw
Nemesis?
got taken out.
Where is Nemesis?
Yeah. It's because Ripsaw got
taken
taken out because people are now walking where you would enter the Ripsaw queue line. And that takes you over, obviously, downwards Funk and Fly Blade. You go up Nemesis. So it's kind of, there's this like in between section, and they've just stuck a Costa in the middle of it all. It's dead confusing.
I mean, Aaron will be happy about that, though, isn't it? So.
Yeah, I mean, but it is a very confusing section of the park. But it's a very busy section of the park. That's the only thing I'm slightly concerned about. But
it's getting increasingly more busy.
Hey, if we get one of them, mate, I'll be buzzing my head off. That's quality. That is another reason to go to the, because I've said this for a while now. Wicker Man is swallowing so much of the footfall at Alton Towers. It's unbelievable. Yeah. I rode that ride 5 times, like pretty much in the last within 2 weeks. And I didn't go over to Nemesis the first time. I was Wicker Man at night. And it takes up a lot of time. It takes up a lot of your time on the park. There's not another reason to go over than Nemesis. Yeah. And we need something up there. We need something up there.
Galactica's sick though.
Galactica is sick. I'm not saying it's not, but like
Galactica there's not, sir.
You've got.
I love it so much.
Galactica's awesome.
I
hope they never get rid of Galactica. They need to tattoo it. Need a fucking jet wash. That's what they need.
Fix whatever makes it keep flipping.
I prefer Galactica to the Superman flying the Superman ultimate flying coasters.
Wow. Yeah, you said that before actually.
It's good at what I
probably have.
Yeah. It's good that it doesn't try to be like a massive thrill ride. It's
at least
just
clean,
chilled, man. It's chilled.
Why is it with Merlin and that blue? They don't like cleaning it.
We took our niece on there for the first time, and she's been to Alton Towers once before, and then she missed Galactica, and then so we took her on it, and it's the last one she did, and she loved it. She was just like, it was like a favorite ride there, and I was just like, I was super.
You guys remember that?
I had 2 nieces. Like when I took the older niece, took her on there in 2019, and she was like, "It's too rough. I prefer Smiler." And I was like, "Damn it!" And then like we did it the other day, and they both loved it. Like they get it now. Do you know what I mean? Like they get it. They get why it's so good. We had some good rides in it on Sunday. So
I tell you what, Galactica this year has been hauling around that track.
I love it. Yeah.
So I was gonna say I routinely forget how fast paced it feels in places.
It can, yeah.
Especially the dive,
like when it gets really low to the ground.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
It feels like you are really hauling.
Yeah, it's so well done,
relatively speaking.
Yeah. So, Bradley said, "What's your thoughts on Drayton 2022?"
I think Newcastle's on the way.
I'm excited for Drayton. I don't know what is gonna pop
construction
up there,
walls,
but.
I know it's slightly a cop out, but I do think it's going to be a lot bigger project than just 2022. I think it's going to be a massive project, new area, few new rides, and if it's anything like Adventure Cove turned out to be, then fuck, I'm all for it. So
yeah,
let's go.
I think it's I think it's going to be. I mean, I don't know that much about it. I know something about it, but I don't know as much. I don't know that much, but I don't know. I have no idea when it's coming. I personally think, like you, I think it's going to be we're looking at the back end of 2022 or maybe like 23. Like I don't know. That's nothing I've been told, but I'm just using my common sense. I'm like, well,
yeah, it's
a whole area. Surely, if whatever they're going to be doing, it's going to be a whole area. So I don't really.
It has to be because it's a lot of things that are being pulled out of there. So and
one thing I am happy about is that like with the announcement of Pandemonium closing, I guess that all but confirms that Apocalypse is staying around a little longer.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about. I haven't heard anything about Apocalypse going, so I'm guessing it's gonna be around.
There's no way they would take out two, sort of like large scale flat rides in the same year.
No, I can't see that.
Or would they? So
I just don't see. I don't understand why they would take out Apocalypse. It's such a good. It's like. That's the thing they've got over so many parks in the UK.
Yeah,
it's like
it's Paul.
It's such a good
Towers can't
ride,
build one.
Man.
Thorpe has got kind of like
it's a really good drop tower.
Would they ever get? I don't know. Would Air Drayton these days ever get permission to put in?
Never.
That drop tower. They'd never get it again. So why get rid of it? Like it just makes no sense.
And the thing is, if it stays, they've got a height barrier already on the park. And it's a fucking tall ride, man. You can build coasters that high. You can do lots of things with coasters that high. So, yeah, I think it's great.
Just keep it, man. Keep it. That's what I want.
And it's iconic as well. It's one of the first things you see when you go to Drayton from any direction.
Mate, I see it every day. I go past it every single day.
Well, there you go.
That's on the dual carriageway every day. So
you can recognise exactly where Drayton is by that ride. So it's like stealth at Thorpe Park.
Is that like the JCB for you?
Yeah. No, it legitimately
nearly home. Like, it's Apocalypse.
I lived in a little place called Birchmoor when I was growing up, and I could see it from the bottom of my road. It was a landmark where we lived. So that going would be so weird. It would.
That is crazy. So actually,
my mum
that's not
still
just you. Yeah. That's like that though. That's everyone in the area.
That's everyone in the area.
Yeah.
That.
That's a big
Yeah, so it's a big thing. My mum still lives there as well. So when I go and see my mum, I can go look at Apocalypse at the end of the road.
Nice.
So it's like I used to see it when I take my dog for a walk and stuff. So it's a big thing for that to go, and I'm glad hopefully it's staying.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah. So
Sam just said how tall is it? It's like 180 or something like that.
Yeah,
isn't it?
I think it's 180. I
know it's not quite 200, but it's close.
I don't think they'd have a problem getting an extra 20 foot like out of a hyper to get in there. With that as I think they could do it.
It's tall enough.
It's tall enough. Same height as Oblivion. Just saying, like overall, that's crazy. You think about it.
So it's 177 foot, 54 meters. So,
wow.
Yeah.
I've still not ridden that yet.
That's a tall boy.
You've not ridden Apocalypse?
I've not ridden Apocalypse. I've tried every time, and every time I've gone, it's shut down. Or it's been out of action. So hopefully next year's the year.
It's normally pretty reliable. I've just got really bad. Yeah.
I've just got really bad luck, to be honest.
I love how old school it is. It's proper.
It does look very 90s. It looks 90s in the same way Oblivion looks 90s.
Yeah, exactly. If you had Apocalypse and Oblivion in the same park, it'd be like, "Welcome to 90s land." Like they
would not look out of place in the same area together.
They really would. I don't scream.
So what's I don't scream in Apocalypse. Oh yes. Mate, I'm going to tell this story about Marcus. It's so funny. So we like Marcus. To be fair with him, he doesn't like drop towers. A lot of people don't like drop towers. But like he full on went for it. We did it like twice when we was there. And,
I'm joking.
And the funniest was the second time we did it when we was on sit down. And like as you drop down into the inside station, we drop down, and then like he like screams for like probably like a second longer than he should have screamed. It echoes around the station like, and it just stops. And I just look at Marcus, and Marcus is like, "That weren't me." It's like the funniest scream. It was like, but to be fair though, mate,
that's brilliant.
Into Min drop tower 2.
It's like a baby dinosaur.
Clever girl.
Like a raptor.
To be fair, I scream on that, and the hardest thing about that is like because I've got like a annual pass for like Drayton Manor. Now and again I'll just like go there on my lunch break and just go and ride an Apocalypse and the Maelstrom. And there's been plenty of times this year since the social distances went away that I just get on with some random people. But when you're on with some random people, you don't want to scream. Like you have to keep it inside. So like you'll be on it and you'll be like, and just get off it. I'm like, I want to shout.
Can someone
so
clip
much,
that, please? That was the Drop Tower impression.
It's like an internal scream where I'm just like, I did. To be honest, I did that as well. I did it on Sunday as well on Oblivion, where basically the ride hosts messed up the whole like batching process. So like we went on it, and where there should be an empty seat for me on the end wasn't there. There was like one more people on that row that should have been in there. So I was to the road host. I was like, well, what do I do now? And he was like, oh, there's a seat at the front, like on the next shuttles. So I went on that. So I sat next to some random person, and going down Oblivion's drop, just like, It's just like I can't.
Mr. Bean all the way down.
Yeah, but how if someone goes on to me and goes, I don't shout when I'm on Oblivion, I'm going to tell you a liar, because I think it's impossible not to be like, at least be like, wow. You know what I mean? Like you got to have something come out. Like, you just can't.
You have to.
You can't
just
just
be
like,
forces you to.
You gotta have some kind of audible sound come out your mouth.
Just gotta have
I
something,
just throw my hands up and just let go. Me on Oblivion, just proper let go, and that's the best feeling ever when you just hit that restraint, straight down. It's so good.
Yeah.
So good. Someone please gif Sean's impressions of what represents a drop tower and Oblivion. Just
yes, please.
No, when you're on it with someone you don't know, that's what it is.
Right. So you know that Drayton Manor do that TikTok thing where you got to try and pull no faces on Apocalypse. We all need to do that, but instead of pulling no faces,
yeah.
you got to just go. We'll do an advert for the new food shop.
The ride.
Yeah.
Add that to RCDB.
Yeah, but I'm sticking by that. If you don't make a sound on Oblivion, you are a sociopath.
You say roller coaster charades. I have actually played charades on Vortex.
Oh yeah,
that is so much fun.
What?
Yeah, I mean, but your face
because you sit opposite each other. If you sit opposite each other, because it's like empty, it's so much fun.
Because it's empty.
Some days you can get an empty ride.
You can, you can, and sometimes it's pretty intense as well. That ride,
they changed the motor on it, and it's
that ride flies, man. That flies.
It's a shame you never got an Eagles 4. That thing flies.
No, Isaac said the right
to
presented by Sean.
Things that make you go.
Not sponsored.
I'm making this a thing now.
It is a thing.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Cool. All right. So okay, we've done predictions. Do we want to talk about like what any big plans we have for 2022, or do we want to say that for another episode? Because we can. It's up to you guys.
I mean, I've talked about Florida numerous times, so I'm all good. But yeah, we could do because obviously we need to do a proper prediction show.
Yeah.
Where we we have some sort of like, I don't know, maybe like some sort of punishment or something if someone gets one like completely ridiculously wrong.
What, it's gonna be like Dick and Dom in a bungalow, like
kind of
bogies.
Yeah. Like we've got to do something. We've got to do something like have a predictions war or something like that.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. We've all got to stay.
I can never think of anything though. Like whenever someone's,
you'll have time. We'll give you time this time.
Someone says like, what predictions have you got for like the upcoming season? Every year, and every time I see someone say it, I'm like, I don't fucking know. I can never think of anything.
It's fun.
I predict that
yeah.
the ride that I've seen announced as opening the next year will open next year. That's my prediction.
A lot of
Unless it's
people.
Flamingo.
Unless it's Flamingo. I knew that was coming.
Unless it's Flamingo Land.
Opening summer.
2025.
A lot of people predicted Wicker Man. A lot of people predicted Wicker Man, and people was like, nah. Same with like. To be fair,
yeah,
I don't think anyone predicted a Mac coaster.
I did.
Black. Did you?
Yes, I did,
You
and I was so happy. I was so lucky and happy they actually came through. But I was like,
that's the thing. Like sometimes it's so easy. Sometimes to be like so down on shit and you just go like, an RMC will never come to the UK. But then it's like you have to remind yourself every now and again that like Pleasure Beach actually have like a Mac. Do you know what I mean? Like they actually do have
Mac
a Mac
multi-launch coaster. We got one,
and we live in a timeline,
and it's not down
Alton
south.
Towers have a wooden coaster. Like it's we have to remind.
And a sick pre-show as well.
Yeah. Oh man, it was so. I didn't even mention that.
And,
Sunday was the first time I've seen the pre-show since like 2019, and oh my god, like I forgot how much I flipping love that thing. Like,
Aaron came off the ride. He just went, that pre-show was amazing. He didn't even care about the ride. He was just like, the pre-show was awesome. The sound was
I forgot how good it was.
Coming
like,
soon, by the way.
Oh man, just how loud it is in there, and like
the bass.
Do you know what?
Room.
All you weirdos. Okay, no, that's harsh. I'm not gonna.
All you weirdos.
All four of us.
Backtracked.
That's harsh. No. Okay, what I'm going to say is all you moaners moaning about Wicker Man's pre-show going, it's too cramped in there. Like, I don't like it. Like, mate, let's.
Sorry, can you do that impression again, please?
You're gonna gift that.
I'm sorry, but let's rejoice the fact that we've got a sick Woody in the UK that has such a good pre-show like that. Like, can we not stop trying to wish that away? Like I don't know. I don't understand it.
I mean,
like,
at the end of the day,
the best thing about the pre-show is the fence that they have at the front because it's head level with most kids, and they take themselves out on it. It's hilarious.
No, it's head level. It's head level for kids, and then crotch level for guys. So
it's just brutal.
But no, I kind of.
I don't know because I've still not been in there when the pre-show's on.
I didn't get it because Alton Towers was sold out on Halloween, and it didn't feel ridiculous to me. It didn't feel that bad. I don't understand.
No.
I think people who are moaning that it was overcrowded and stuff like that, they're not doing it smart. They're booking their tickets for like late at night for the mazes, which you just shouldn't be doing that.
Free of
we got on so many rides on Sunday. So many rides. Like we could have done
a lot more, but we got single shot maze tickets, so we were kind of we were just hopping in and out. Got straight in woodcutters on Halloween, like straight
that's
in.
Mad.
No way.
You were there you were there half
crazy.
an hour. Yeah, you were there half an hour. We waited about 20 minutes to get in woodcutters, which is weird because you I saw your picture. You and Aaron posted your picture like about half an hour before we went there, so you just got it before the rush. I think
we had to wait. Me and Luke, we had to wait to go to Woodcutters on the random. What day was it that we went?
Friday, something? Was it like a Friday?
Something like that. Just some random day during the week. We had to wait to go to Woodcutters, and you walked straight in on Halloween.
I walked straight in on Halloween, mate. Honestly, that's how
if you get it right, if you get it at the right time.
And we queued 5 minutes for the mine train at night as well, which is unheard of. Like,
did you find it? I found it unbearably cold for like the first half of Halloween. Did you? Oh, mate, it was so flipping.
It was very wet.
Oh my god! Like it
and I'm guessing that's why. I'm guessing that's why the dancers and the ancestors and everyone weren't around because it was just absolutely chucking it down. We were stood in the Wicker Man queue. I have a new jacket, and it was just like, nope.
my trusty waterproof jacket that normally is good everywhere soaked all the way through. Like, it's never got that bad. It was raining that bad, and
it was proper chucking it down.
this is probably a conversation for another episode, but it made me think when I was stood in the Wicker Man queue and it was absolutely hammering it down. I was like, what have UK theme parks got against having shouted queue lines? We live in the UK.
Yeah, legit.
Can we please just have like, even if it's like shout, like half shouted and then like a little bit and then half shouted and then a little bit outside. Can we just have something? Because
please,
it's just so stupid. Like,
yeah, and or just a bin full of umbrellas before you get in the queue line. That was I was saying to Aaron, there was a guy behind me. I was like, I'll give you a tenner for your umbrella. I went, this is the only one I've got. It's some really broken ass bright green umbrella, and I was like, I'll give you a tenner for that umbrella right now.
I find it really funny though, still, like to this day, that literally we all live in the UK, and yet we all hate rain and we all moan about rain. Yet it pisses it down for what? Probably about 75% of the year.
I don't mind, but the thing is,
I don't mind the rain, but that was torrential.
I had a day like that myself earlier this year. I know exactly how you felt. Trust me.
So our rain in the UK is mainly like sideways, annoying kind of like light rain, and you can kind of deal with it.
Fine stuff, it soaks you through.
That rain, that soaks you out through.
It's the wet rain.
Wet rain.
It's the wet rain, I guess.
Yeah. Bloody hell.
But this was like pelting down for like
this was like you couldn't see Bob. You couldn't see like Bob from the queue line. You couldn't see it.
That's bad.
Disappeared.
It was so bad. That's some of the worst rain. Some of the worst rain I've ever seen in my life.
And it was absolutely rain sideways. No, but it was really bad. We went in Sea Life, came out, and the sun was out. We're like, what? Like that was the best decision ever.
Oh man, yeah. We went and got, as soon as we started queuing up for Nemesis, the sun come out, the skies cleared, and I was like, oh, thank you, Nemi. Yeah. I can always rely on you.
Yeah, definitely. No, but anyway. Just a quick one. The vlog from Scarefest on Halloween is coming out this week at some point. Obviously, the fireworks display is tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Be there on the Coast Gen YouTube channel, and it will be a live premiere, so I'll be there in the chat as well. Hopefully, you'll enjoy it. It's taking me since August to create, but this vlog from Scarefest will be out probably, I hope it's this Sunday. If not, it's going to be early next week, so just be on the lookout on the socials for that. Cheers.
Also, just on the topic of Scarefest, something that I found interesting was like what did you guys think of the Nemesis lighting for this year versus how it's been? It's been that really deep red lighting at night on previous Scarefest, because like I saw a few people talking about like how much better they thought past year's lighting was compared to the more sort of spotlight lighting of this year. And
I saw that post, and when I was there on Sunday, all the lighting looked red to me. I don't understand.
It looked red to me.
I think
was it all red?
I think
there was. Do you know the stall turn back before you go into the last flat spin? That was a little bit lit up more than usual.
Yeah.
Maybe they've just got new LEDs in the generators and it's just spreading more white around. But there was definitely fucking red there. Definitely.
I didn't see. I think like when people are taking photos of their phones.
Yeah, you can't.
I think phones are just getting better, and like people are like, look at the lighting in 2017 compared to 2021.
Yeah.
And I saw it, and I was like, that's a stark difference. I was like, oh. Like, yeah, it looks way redder. And then when I was there on Sunday, I was looking at it and I was like, I can't really see any white lighting anywhere. Like, I just couldn't see it. I don't know if they've changed some gels, but for me, like, it looked great.
Nemesis looked really good at night. Like, I got a few shots of it. We didn't get to ride it, unfortunately, because the queue was 80 minutes and we had to. What did we do? Oh, Aaron hadn't ridden Wicker Man yet at night, so we went and did that, and we queued up. We literally got out of the queue line, got to the entrance, and we were off in our taxis home. Like that's how close it was. It was
Wicker Man's lighting looked really good from what I
saw. Mate, Wicker Man was phenomenal.
Looked properly improved.
They had this spotlight back, and the moving spotlight, which was really cool because last year
it's the logo, right? It's the Wicker Man logo.
I don't know.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's a projection spotlight of it. I'm sure it is.
I'm filming there for fireworks on Friday, so I'm gonna be getting lots of night ride shots. So I'm gonna have a look and I'll see if I can have a look at it. But yeah, it was Halloween. We did Halloween last year at Towers, and it's just different. I don't know what it is, but I love Halloween at Alton Towers.
The only thing that let it down for me is that because of the weather, which is no fault of the park itself, there was much of, in terms of the ancestors, there wasn't many roaming actors until later on. They did start coming out towards the end of the day, but it's a little bit too late when you've already walked down Tower Street. And I went with Attraction Sauce. They were out there at the Scarefest sign for about 3 or 4 hours, just dancing, taking pictures of everyone and stuff.
They do. They've got set times, but because a lot of their, especially with the ancestors, a lot of their dancing is done on the floor and stuff. So if it's obviously if it's wet, they're not going to be able to do it.
So that's what we were saying. But it was a shame that Aaron didn't, because Aaron hadn't been obviously to Scarefest yet. Yeah, it was a shame that he didn't get to see that. I was like, oh, they danced to Metallica and everything, but on the way out, they put them on the stage. They did a show on the stage for everyone, so that was cool. So we got to see a little bit of that. But I was just a bit. Damn it! There's no roaming actors. Like, it was. Just
well, you know what? Aaron shouldn't have brought the bad weather with him. Should he?
They shouldn't have. It's Aaron's
fault. He should have picked a better.
For fuck's sake, Aaron!
Aaron, get back on the show, bro. We need you back on here.
Yeah, I did like the fact. I did
take this guy anywhere.
I didn't notice that though, but they did a full Ancestors did a full show up by outside of Hex. Just probably would have been like 10 minutes after you guys left.
No way, because we were sat there thinking, "There's going to be a show. There's going to be a show."
Yeah,
Attic. Okay, let's go.
They did one then.
I'm glad we did though. That run through.
But I'm glad that they did. They at least all went around with umbrellas. They at least were going around with like their clear umbrellas. I thought was still nice.
That was nice touch. Yeah,
you know that they still went out and stuff. Like they could have easily just sat inside and not even had any presents. And I thought it was cool.
No, it was cool to see them later in the day. It was just a shame that on Halloween it smited everyone. So for that experience, because the experience is amazing. Like it's so good. The show is amazing. What they do.
Their dance this year is the best
down to a T. So good.
It's so cool.
It's crazy. The shit they do in that dance. Like how did you remember all that? Like. Blows me away.
But anyway, guys, I think we are done.
We are.
And 1 hour 40 is a good time to draw a line under it. So okay, I'm going to ignore Isaac's because we could get into that for a long time. Isaac said the atmosphere at Towers is anything that lacks.
I'm gonna ignore Isaac's comment. Proceeds to read it.
we will touch upon that. And
I would say. I mean, the only thing that Towers lacks.
John, drop it. The only thing that
Scarefest lacks is its own Twilight area. Vampire versus werewolves. We need that Twilight area. Come on, guys.
No, definitely. The one thing Towers does not need is Twilight.
Let's get the Trommel Tunnel working. That's all we want.
Yeah, let's go. Oh,
just for Halloween.
And on that note, see you later, guys.
All right. But I think we need to have some like weird episode where we do like get people who love Fright Nights and people who love Scarefest and like have.
Oh my god!
Like, that'd be such a sick episode.
Yeah,
I think that'd be a cool episode.
Like Shane Dog's version of like Celebrity Deathmatch, that style thing.
Yeah.
We need two guests for that. One from each camp.
Like, 100%.
Any scare actors that want to come on, let us know.
We'll get Luca on. Get Luca on
we get Kieran Quinn because he's a good gamer.
He fucking took the piss out of my beard, asshole. I'm allowed to say that. Your character's an asshole. You are a great actor.
He was acting in Darker Steps, and he does that. He's been doing that role since it first
brilliant.
Was on, and he's great at it.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
But thanks so much for watching, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Again,
thanks for the
if you're
chat.
listening on, thanks to everyone in the chat. It's always a pleasure having you there. And again, if you are listening to this on podcast, why not come and join us on a Wednesday at 7:30? UK time. And get involved in the chat as well. You can ask us questions, contribute to it. To be honest, if we didn't have the chat, we'd be pretty screwed, to be honest. So thanks so much for being here. So thank you very much. And we will see you next week. See you, everyone.
Bye, guys.
I'm off.
Actually, yeet away my microphone.
Oh, yeah, you're off. Bye-bye.
I'm off.